Hello everyone, I am Plankera, and today we're going to continue rigging Shalom for Path to Nowhere. Last time I got started on the up and down angles, and when I was looking at it this morning, I noticed that on the down angle, her chin is not actually moving downward. I think I made that mistake in my model too, yep, my chin does not actually properly move down when I look down. Probably was why I was having so much trouble with on my model, with everything looking like it was getting squished. So I probably could just move the entire head node down, but for whatever reason I don't want to, so I'm just going to move everything else down a couple of clicks here. Still need to move the features down too. Actually, I should get the head shadows too. Yes. Yes, should definitely get the head shadows too. Okay. Gonna move everything down a few clicks, and I mean I could probably just move the whole head node down, but I'm worried about shenanigans. Shenanigans scare me. So I'm just gonna move the entire head down instead, and I'll adjust the features accordingly. That might be too much, but I wasn't seeing a lot of movement otherwise. So I'll try this first. And if it's too much, I will just adjust it. No big deal. Right now I'm using the bottom of the chin to help me line up everything. And of course the head shadows themselves will help too, because I can see that the nose needs to go right about there. I'm trying to ignore the hair and just look at where the nose is. It looks like we're gonna go with about 29 here. Want to make sure it's the same on the other side. And I'll bring down the eye sockets too. I want to get this one because I can see this area a little bit more clearly. Okay, 31. And because I can see that area a little bit more clearly, it'll just be easier to get it in place there. Alright, now I bring down the hair. Probably somewhere like right there. Let's see it. Yeah, that looks a little bit nicer. Got a little bit more of a downward push here. And I think I want to adjust her cheeks a little bit too while I'm at it. Not completely satisfied with those cheeks. So I'll hide the headline and just go on in here. And it's okay, we can make these detours to make everything look a little bit better before starting on the hair proper. I'm not too worried about her head or anything, but like the top of her head. But I want to use it to kind of help me figure out some other stuff here, so I'm paying some attention to it. Sometimes it's unavoidable, and just because it's bothering me, kind of want to bring this in. There we go. So let's see if that made her cheeks look a little bit less puffy. Yeah, I think so. Testing it from here first, just to make sure. And then I can go back and care about symmetry. Actually, yes. Because right now I think it's a little bit asymmetrical here. I mean, a little bit of asymmetry is fine, but I don't want it to be... I don't know. It's like if I am not... If I leave it too asymmetrical, it's just gonna look weird. I do look forward to the day that we can mirror a symmetrical mesh like this. Because right now I have to pull a bunch of shenanigans and... Well, I'm not a big fan of having to pull shenanigans every time I want to do something. It can get a little bit tiring. And it makes me a little bit lazy, and that's just unfortunate, you know? You don't want to get lazy with your art. Sometimes I feel like it's unfair to the little pixel person I'm creating here. Even though they don't actually have opinions. I still feel bad. As I do. I want everything to look nice. And for whatever reason, I just feel like I owe it to my creations to make sure that they all look good. Maybe this is why I never doodle. Just feel like I'm just leaving this little person inside my computer just halfway done, and I don't know, it seems like it'd be a little bit of a sad existence, you know? The intrusive thoughts are real. Alright, just working out some lumps through here. Maybe I shouldn't be worrying about lumps too much yet, since I'm not even completely sure if this is properly symmetrical, but it's fine. It was bothering me. Hopefully it's okay. We'll find out. Pretty close. I think I accidentally clicked a vertex there, so gotta click off. And use this little tiny brush to kind of buff out some stuff right over here. Alright, now I'll smooth out the side. We're going in. Let's get those vertices. Make everything nice and smooth and pretty. One area I definitely would be particular with, because I mean, when I look at Shalom's art, one of the things that always stuck out to me was just how smooth her skin looked. So I really want to make sure to capture that in my version as well. Like, most anime characters have smooth skin, but like there was just something about hers that just made it look especially smooth and soft. Couldn't tell you what it was. Maybe someday I'll try to analyze it and figure out what it is. At the very least, I do think I was able to catch some of that in my redraw when I was cutting out the art, so I probably have a somewhat intuitive sense for it. Just not well enough to explain it, which I think is a little bit sad. If I had to make some guesses, I'd just say the way it was blended. Like, I remember when I was cutting out the art and putting the head shadows on a separate layer, that I was using an opacity brush, my Krita's airbrush, and in order to just have it fade out correctly, I basically had to just be barely touching the tablet at all. It felt lighter than air. Like, I barely felt my pen running against it at all. So if I had to guess, that's probably got something to do with it. Just the very light feeling that I got from drawing it myself. I might do other experiments with other characters from Path to Nowhere just to see if it's the same there. So I'd have to think about if there's any that don't have that ultra smooth quality skin. I think there probably are some, considering it stuck out to me in Shalom. Still lumpy right through here. I don't know why this area is not cooperating with me. It's like, come on, little vertexes, you don't want to stay lumpy, do ya? Being lumpy's no fun. Let me help you out here. But you gotta work with me. Alright, let me check for symmetry one last time. If it's good enough, I'm gonna call it fine. Yeah, it looks like the less symmetrical parts are up higher. So I think this is probably fine. Let me copy this to the headline. Now I can turn everything back on. Man, that is a very ominous head angle. I kind of like it. All right. And then let's see. I was also looking at the hair on the XY, and I might make some adjustments to that at some point. I think I want to do the corners first. At least the corners for the face. So this way I can kind of use how the corners here look before I really go into polishing out the hair and some of these other things. For the time being, just a couple of changes I want to make to the eyes here. Let's see, I won't be able to see that one as well. Wanted to make it look more like she's looking toward the viewer here. So we're gonna go for some extra ominous eyeballs. Well, I don't know, that one, not quite right. Let's do 2. 3 might be a little bit too much. Oh my. There we go. Now it still looks like she's kind of looking up here. Alright. And I want to do the same thing here, but looking more downward. Let's just do 2 again. I think 2 is a good number. 3 just keeps looking a little bit too strong. And I think I also want to, on this angle, adjust this little area under her eye. And I should probably do it for the downward angle as well. So I guess here would be a little bit less visible. Here it'd be a little bit more visible. Yeah, I think so. Maybe just... yeah, 2 seems fine. Yeah, I think it sells the angle a little bit better. After all, these... when it comes to getting all this movement right, it really is just a lot of really, really tiny changes that all add up. To lower her eyebrows a little bit, I think, as well. This is all just stuff that I was noticing when I was taking a look at everything this morning. I thought her eyebrows looked perhaps a little bit strange. Man, that's quite an expression. This will make a good thumbnail if YouTube decides to give it to me. Okay, yeah, I think things are looking a little bit better now. So I think I can start getting into hair proper. I am terrified. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so how do I approach this? I have to think of my plan here. Because I definitely want to plan going in. I've thought about it a little bit, but now I'm actually here. And I went to go talk about the first thing I was going to do, and my throat just completely froze up. So, I'm going to take a look at things. Alright, so what I know is that when you look down, you're going to see more of the top of the head. So that means that a lot of these angles, or the angles on the part in the middle, will be a little bit more, I guess, prominent. They'll be a little bit more noticeable. I don't think that they'll bend down quite as much as they are right now, but I think I'm gonna have to fix that manually. I just checked the mesh group there. That's what I was looking at. And yeah, no good there. So, heart is a good place to start. But I think in this case, what I really want to finish off is some of the perspective. Like some of these underneath areas, I don't think you'll see quite as much. So I think I'm going to take... oh, okay, first things first. I'm going to get rid of all the extra strands. Let's go look for strands. I'm going to be quiet for a second because I cannot read and talk at the same time. That is still a little bit beyond me. Just gonna go through and get rid of anything that says loop or strand. I know there's some strands like over the in the shoulder clumps that I do keep, but I'm not worried about those right now, so... okay. And yes, I want to get rid of the shadows as well. There we go. Just gonna get the basic hair for the time being. I'm gonna start on down because why not? I'm already here, so let's do it. Alright, let's start moving some stuff around and seeing what happens. So my first thought here was we have these two layers. And push it down a little bit. Just both of them for now. And then I'm just gonna grab this and I'm gonna like cover up this underneath area a little bit harder. Things will probably look quite wonky for a while, but that's okay. I'll fix it eventually. Don't worry about it. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller, so this way they kind of overlap there. Maybe I should say it before doing this because I'm a little bit scared. Let's see if that... Okay, yeah, that's good. And then this bang here... Oh, that's right, I can't just... This isn't Krita. I cannot just shift-click to change the size of my brush. Oh no! Oh, I did it again. So we'll raise that one up a little bit too. Okay, that actually does not work. That did not look good. But I do feel like something about this corner is not in the right place, so... What is wrong about this? What is wrong about this? Let's take a look here. Is this any better? Other than it expanding right, I think that is actually better. Slide it a bit back this way. Up just from my hand slipping a little bit. Alright. And then we have this underneath part that I did not separate from the bang for some reason. So I kind of want to push him down and then push the side bang a little bit more on top of it. I see. We have a shenanigan. So there's probably an underneath layer somewhere around here. I just need to find it. Okay, not that one. Yeah, right here. Honestly, I think it's probably fine to do that for now. And then I can take this and cover up that little hole that I just made. Well, also hopefully getting the angle on this a little bit better, since I do need to let it cover up this underneath area a little bit more. Right now, still just kind of outlining the basics. Kind of feel like I need to floof this guy upward a little bit. Make everything a little bit floofier. Kind of connect it to the clump of hair behind it a little bit better. Yeah. And once I have the big picture down, I'll Probably start hiding some layers and really zoom in to getting each little area looking right. But for now, just gonna do some big picture stuff. I think it's important to see the big picture before going too deep into the details. Gotta be careful when you're going deep into the details. You don't want to lose sight of everything that you're doing. Just trying to cover up this little area right here, because I'm definitely gonna have to be stretching a bunch of stuff out here in order to get it all covered up. But this is why I drew myself, like, extra hair when I was cutting out the hair, because I knew that at some point I might want a little bit more room to kind of derp around and make certain areas stretched out more. Because I did that, now I have a little bit of extra room here for the downward head turn. I can have it show a little bit more hair than was above. So that'll be nice. I'm not sure why I'm doing the right side first this time, but I guess it's fine. I have to do everything eventually, so this was the side where I noticed some things, so I guess we're doing this side first. Works out just fine. Yeah. See, now we see a little bit more of this pink. And even some of the area beyond the pink. Alright. Let's do a little bit of work around the eyes here. That's where my eyes have been gravitating. And I mean, around the eyes is a pretty solid place to start. The eyes are excellent anchors, since I know that they're basically correct. Eye itchy is really itchy all of a sudden. There we go. That's better. So I'm just gonna clean up some of the area around the front bang and this side bang here. That's kind of where I was noticing some things were off. Oh, headphones are cutting out again. Give me just a moment to fix that. There we go. My headphones were doing so well for so long. I don't know why they've been cutting out so much lately. I mean, it's fine. I guess I can work without music, but I kind of like having the music too. Kind of makes my life a little bit more enjoyable as well. And here I might be getting into more details than I should be, given I'm still trying to do big picture stuff, but whatever, once again, I kind of just feel like it. So let's go. I'm pretty sure that all the eyes are in the right place, and it doesn't look like the bang itself is sliding at all, so going down too far. No, No, I think this is about honestly. Let me zoom out and just stare for a second just to make sure. Yeah, here it kind of looks like it's hanging down in front of her face a bit more. Because she's looking down and... yeah, I think I like that. Now that I've gotten distracted, I no longer feel like going to the extreme details of the front bang, so here we are. Doing something else. Just, I felt like the angle on that bang was a little bit weird, so I wanted to adjust it a little bit too. Yeah, I think that keeps its shape a little bit better. And my other eye's itchy. Today is just an itchy eye day, I guess. I suppose that happens sometimes. Trying not to veer too far to the left and right while I'm looking at the hair here. Because otherwise you get the weird corners that don't look right yet. Anyway. Back to what I was doing. Alright. So while we're just kind of doing big picture stuff, let's get this underneath part, because I think it should be a little bit smaller. So we have this and this. So I'm going to squish them both down a little bit. This should not really have made any difference, but here we go. For whatever reason, I wanted to see it anyway. Alright, let's start reattaching all the bangs and stuff. And the front bang will come a little bit lower too. Cover up some of these areas a little bit better. Another instance of, I feel like maybe I should have saved again. Because I admit, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't think I should be, though. Because if worse comes to worse, most of the big changes were done with the mesh group. So I can just unset the bang part that I don't like and try again. So I make jokes about being nervous, but it's not like anything I'm doing is permanent. It's okay. I cannot always help the feelings that come up. The thoughts and the feelings, they will come. But I can handle them in any way I want. I can tell my brain, I totally get why you're nervous, but it'll be fine, I promise. Everything will be okay. And I do believe that. I do believe that everything will be okay. I have a side bang starting to invade the right area. Oh, and the loop I didn't kill. Okay. Yes, he's starting to invade the west. Gotta keep him in line. Alright, there we go. There we go. It's a little bit better. I'm definitely gonna have to pull some shenanigans with the shape there. But overall, I do feel like the hair is starting to look like it's going downward. Like we're seeing more of the top of her head here. I'm not too worried about a bit of wonkiness and sliding for the time being. I think that's to kind of be expected. at this point in time. Right now I'm very much just focused on getting the general idea down. I feel like I should have done this with the left and right head turns first. It's actually what made me think that I should do it like this first. Because when I was looking at them, I was just like, you know, I feel like a lot of this could be solved if I just did all the hair, big picture-wise, first. And then I may not want to be making all these adjustments that I am right now. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. Mistakes may have been made, but I can learn from them. And hopefully this time I'll be able to do it a little bit faster. And it will not take me like a couple of weeks to finish off the hair here. I mean, I kind of figured that the hair would take the longest. It just has so much hair, but doesn't mean that I want to be taking that long to do everything, you know? But honestly, I am finding doing it like this much more helpful than just diving headfirst into everything and getting all the specifics down. Here I'm really trying to pay attention to how everything should shake out. Even to the point that I noticed that I might have overdone it a little bit right over here. I just feel like this is sliding beyond the point of acceptability. I'm expecting I may be expecting a bit of sliding while I kind of get everything working out here, but there are limits to what I can tolerate. Alright, let's fix that little hole here. Let's cover them on up. There we go. Oh, we're definitely getting somewhere. I'll take it. Just taking a moment to think about my approach next. And that, I think, will be this little guy right here. Like I said, I don't feel like the part should be shifting a whole ton. Just that the angle that it's at will show us a little bit more. I'm not even sure if that made sense, but that is how I'm thinking about it. And right now I'm thinking about, since I'm almost done just taking care of all the basics like I wanted to, do I dive headfirst into the details here? Or do I do the same for the up direction? Because yeah, I think I have the big picture roughly the way I want it. And now I can kind of dive into whatever I want. Let's see, we still got like 25 minutes. Yeah, let's do the details now. Alright. I think I can leave this like this for now. Might hide some hair a bit later, but I think first I just want to get this bang doing what it should be doing. Because the bangs are a pretty good place to start, or at least the areas like right next to the eyes. The eyes are very important, and so the areas next to the eyes are also very important. So it's nice to get them early when I am not just completely sick of looking at everything. And am wanting to just move on to the next area. Cannot mess around with stuff around the eyes. People will notice. This is kind of why that my approach to paintings always has me working on the areas that I think are the most important first. With the occasional bit of, I'm doing this part because I feel like it. But I do like to take on the areas that I think are most important while I'm the most excited and energetic for the piece. Makes me considerably less likely to be lazy. And I do have safeguards against my own laziness, but it's still good to just get those done when I have the energy. That is my philosophy. If I can get away with it, just do whatever is most important. Go in hard when I'm feeling energetic and excited. Personally, I think it's a good way to be. Worked very well for me. And the best part is, if my brain ever starts hurting, I can just take a break and go do the up angles for a little while. So it's always nice to have that backup here too. I guess that's all the more reason to start jumping into the details here. I didn't actually consider that when I was debating if I wanted to go up there. My brain was just feeling a little bit lazy, and I had to think about whether or not I was going to say, okay, brain, you can be lazy today. But I said no. No laziness allowed. We're going in. We're going to get these head angles done. Curious to see how far I'm gonna get by the end of the month. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it. Like, if I'm only doing about an hour a day, that's like, strictly speaking, probably a little bit less than 30 hours, just because I'm always a little bit distracted at the beginning. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll definitely have the head angles that long. It's not going to take me 30 hours to get through the head, but I'm not sure if I'll have the body done or if I will be able to figure out how to make Shirl spin. I'd really like to be able to make him spin. That would be so cool. I just don't know how to do it yet. I haven't been able to find any good resources on how to do it and I mean, I even check for Live2D resources. A lot of my rigging learning comes from Live2D tutorials. I can't always apply it one-to-one to Inochi2D, but a lot of the ideas can still apply. I do kind of hope that this program takes off, though. I can tell the developer's trying very hard to promote it and stuff. So I hope she succeeds. It'd be cool to have more Inochi2D specific resources. Someday I might make some myself, but I mean, man, even just in the process of making this model, I have learned so much. So I'm always hesitant to, I don't know, share my super scuffed way of doing things. Or I'm just kind of feeling things out and hoping for the best. Because I feel like my greatest strength here isn't really my knowledge of the program, it's just my persistence and willingness to poke at it for long periods of time. Never give up. Just doing my best to figure out what to do here. But still, if you have any questions about the program, don't hesitate to ask. Even if you're not here live, I do look at the comments. I look at every single one. And I even reply to most of them. Right now I'm just looking at the shape of the bank here, because some of them feel like they lost their shape somewhat when they got stretched downward. So I'm just trying to put those shapes back in. Some of them I may not be able to completely do until the shadows come back on. Just because it is a little bit hard to see against her skin tone there, without the shadows. But I'll get as much of it as I can, for the time being. Unfortunately, it looks like everything's coming together. I already think that this is looking pretty good. It was a little bit easier this time because I think I did a little bit more with the mesh group. I should have tried a little bit harder to get everything looking good on the left and right turns before just giving up and doing each individually. Probably would have saved me a bit of time. I definitely can't get away with not fixing things up on each individual layer. But here I do feel like I am having to do a bit less than I was on the left and right. So I'm gonna slide that away there, that even if I find mesh groups difficult to control, they certainly have their place. They are great for helping me get started. Let's get the basics down and go from there. I'm sure for simpler models, you can probably do a lot more with mesh groups. I've seen what some people are able to do with them, and honestly, I continue to be impressed with what everyone else is doing. But I just have not been able to get the same effects. But to be fair, a lot of the people that use mesh groups extensively are using cartoonier looking models. Like more along the lines of highly simplified stuff that you might see in Western animation, or just like ultra cute chibi types and that kind of thing. But the model is just simpler. So it does seem like they're highly effective in those circumstances. Or more detailed models like this one might have a little bit more trouble using them. So it does seem like the kind of thing where you have to take it on a case-by-case basis. By the way, if any of you have ever worked with this program, I would love to see everything that you've made. Whether it just be models or animated illustrations or anything else. I'd like to see it. I really do like seeing what people make. It's a lot of fun. There we go. So I'll just be adjusting this piece by piece. Just doing some simple stuff for now. Well, I wasn't just a second ago, but now I am. Taking it easy after doing all those little details on the bang. Now I'm just trying to go in and get some of the details in the slide bang good. And these underneath areas, I think these underneath areas are going to be really important. They are very good anchors going up. Because they kind of define the start of the part of the hair, that is. So I think they're very important. And I want to make sure to get them right. Right now I'm probably pulling it down a little bit too hard. I certainly see what I was going for, but I think I overdid it. As is common for me. That's okay, I can fix it. Let's just pull them back up a little bit. We'll pull them together. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Now I can focus on getting this shadow part on the inside looking better. I was talking about Arknights a little bit with my husband this morning and noticed that Reclamation algorithm has a, looks like, monthly contract type thing. And I'm just like, man, when am I even going to find time to do this? I swear I never have time for much of anything anymore. Between my 2 kids and just everything that I'm working on, it's hard to find time to play games anymore. Like, I still have not done all the monthly squads in IS-3 yet, let alone IS-4. I think I'm like what, level 20 or something on the reward ladder in IS-3. Like, I've been meaning to play it again at some point. I think IS is a lot of fun, but just I haven't really had time to do so. It's a bit sad. It's like I've been having a great time with all the other stuff I've been doing, but still, I mean, it's a little bit sad, you know? It is. It'd be nice to have a little bit more time for video games. I know it'll be fine. I mean, eventually my kids will get big and they probably won't want as much to do with me. Because they'll have their own lives at some point. They'll have their own lives, their own friends, their own stuff that they want to do. And they won't be as dependent on me and their dad to help them out and figure out what they should be doing. And so my older one's going to be starting school next year, and I can still hardly believe it. It's a little bit terrifying, honestly. Suddenly, she's just not going to be here for several hours a day. And it's kind of weird to think about. Because until now, it's like they're either here wanting to do stuff with me and my husband or just sleeping. The younger one is definitely more happy to do his own thing, but even he still requires lots and lots of attention. Lately, he's been enjoying watching stuff on the TV or the computers and just pointing out what's going on in the show, and so we talk about it, and it's very cute. He gets very excited when I understand. His vocabulary's been getting very large just so he can express what's going on the TV better. To the point where he's starting to be able to, like, play pretend and with the right toys even kind of vocalize what's going on in his head, as long as he can kind of use the toy to demonstrate too. Because his ability to express in complete sentences is still somewhat limited. Like, he can, very simple sentences. But not quite too complex ones, but I mean, he's only 2, so it's not surprising. I'd say he's more than on par with a 2-year-old speaking ability. I think he's doing quite well. There we go. I was having a little bit of trouble getting this corner of the bang looking right. It had been sliding around in very unpleasant ways. But now I think it's looking pretty good. I think I still want to slide the front bang down just a little bit here. I think. Maybe not. I don't know, is that better or worse? I can tell that my eyes are getting a little bit tired, but I think it's worse. Still feel like it should slide down a little bit, though. Just not quite sure how yet. Like it is almost time to stop. So maybe I should just save it for tomorrow, but I kind of want to try a couple more things. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Some of it might be the other strands around it. I might be getting to the point where I just need to hide some of these other strands in order to really isolate how some of these other areas should be looking. Not sure yet. I'll see about that tomorrow. But for now, I do think I can make this shadow area, like, a little bit smaller. Oh, Steve's coming, hold on. Okay. Sneeze taken care of. Back to rigging. And thus, yeah, kind of collapsing the shadow area a little bit, making it a little bit thinner and a little bit lower, kind of closer to the bottom. I think that should look pretty good. Yeah, that helped. The rest, I think I might work out for tomorrow, so we'll leave her on this somewhat ominous looking face. And I think that's where I will end it for today. So thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any other creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. I have also made accounts on Kara and Blue Sky and Pixiv, so you can contact me there too. I use the same names, so you can find me there as Plankera, with my profile names all being Plankera VT. So I hope to see you there, and I will see you all tomorrow. So, goodbye.